RESTORE stands for Rapid Exposure Supporting Trauma Recovery. The RESTORE trial was actually undertaken by DVA in partnership with Phoenix and with Defence. The purpose of the trial was to test a new method for delivering an evidence-based treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder through shortening the usual treatment program, which went for 10 weeks, to 2 weeks.
In providing options that are done in 2 weeks, so 10 days across 2 weeks, we're able to reduce some of those barriers to access for people who perhaps don't have those windows of time, either due to family demands or employment or their lifestyle, to be able to commit to that 10-week block of time.
RESTORE has now been implemented, and currently we have 79 clinicians across Open Arms regions trained in delivering this, and hope to increase that number as time goes on.
This is a full-on process for the clinician, but especially for the client, and it's the shortest distance between 2 points. And for a lot of our clients who come in with a military background, they've been holding on to these things for many, many years, and that's where we have that conversation to say, look, we want to get you to a point where you're not suffering the way that you may have been up until this point, and if you're prepared to do the hard work over this 2-week period, we can see some really meaningful change in that time.
We've seen notable decreases in symptoms of PTSD, and in fact, over half of the participants in our trial lost their diagnosis of PTSD. But most importantly, what we found was that alternative ways to deliver prolonged exposure therapy, that is, looking at it in its intensive format compared to its standard format, produce the same outcomes, so that they were equally as effective for members who participated.
I think at Open Arms, we pride ourselves on having a really client-focused approach. And if the data says this is the best thing for the client, or this is equally good for us to deliver it in 2 weeks or 3 weeks as it is to deliver it in 2 or 3 months, we have that conversation with the client and try to meet their needs. And if getting that condensed version is the best way to do it, then everyone wins.
The way this therapy is implemented is in a really safe and supportive environment, and the feedback that we heard from veterans who participated as well as current serving members was that they were able to manage the demands of the therapy quite well.
We actually have an extended period of time with the clients. It's about 90 minutes for the sessions that we deliver. The bulk of the session is to sit and have these repeated revisiting or retellings of their traumatic experience or traumatic experiences, then a little bit of more of a logical cognitive sort of debrief process, and then they're on their way.
Open Arms are continuing to train their clinicians in delivering both the intensive and the standard form of prolonged exposure therapy, which is really empowering the veterans and giving them choice about the therapy that they want to receive and how they want to receive it.
The great thing about this is, if you're having those consecutive day sessions, you see generally consecutive day progress as well. And that keeps both you and the client feeling as though, hey, we're getting somewhere here, and you can really focus on that goal and really focus on that alleviation of distress or that alleviation of those symptoms that person has maybe been holding on to for years or even decades.
This is an opportunity for us with RESTORE to provide a gold standard evidence-based treatment, given that it was actually tested through a randomised control trial methodology. So very exciting to be involved with such a cutting edge program which delivers evidence-based interventions.